What words do you say to Hekate to invite her in and say goodbye? Hello witches, I'm answering questions I've gotten on videos about Hekate. If you have a question, see if I've answered it in a video on the playlist. If not, leave it in the comments. I thought a lot about what to answer to this question. For a bit, I thought perhaps Hekate would appreciate if I created a small invocation and closing that you all could use. I wasn't feeling any creative spark, and when I brought it to her altar one night, I got a resounding, no, you don't need to do that. Well, it was sort of, you're a writer, so you can do what you want, but I'd prefer not. I asked her why, because we're not Christians anymore, so we can ask our deity questions like that. That doesn't mean they're going to answer, but they're not going to punish us for asking. This time, I got a response. The first reason is that a lot of people have created spells under her guidance, and right now is not my time to do so. I posted another video where I suggest books and courses that contain pages and pages of invocations and closings. I refer you to that one. Look through the books I've recommended and feel for one that calls to you, and then see if you like what they wrote. But the more important reason I've been asked not to supply one is because you do not need one. When I was younger, my mother taught me how to bake. I followed the recipe exactly, like the nice little autistic girl I was. Taking a knife to scrape off the excess flour and sugar and baking powder to ensure it was exactly what was called for, not 1 grain more or less. In baking and in science experiments, being exact is important. It's chemistry. If you don't have the right ratios, things won't turn out. But magic, on the whole, isn't like that. It depends on your tradition and what you're trying to do, but getting to know Hekate isn't an exact science. What's the recipe for making a new friend? I can't tell you that. What's the exact way to impress your boss at work? I have no fucking clue. But it's all very messy and inexact and depends on all the personalities involved. Yes, yours as well. Hekate appreciates sovereignty and authenticity. As I keep saying, talk to her like your grandmother's best friend, and from there, trust that you're up to this task. Sit down and speak out loud or in your head, whatever you feel comfortable with. Tell her you feel silly talking to yourself or nervous that you're doing it wrong. Give her your fears. Practice doing this over and over again, and after a while, it won't be so difficult. Hekate wants to work with you, not because you're the most eloquent speaker in the world, but because you're you. So come to her as you are and let her get to know the real you. Push through the nervousness and start. The best time to plant a tree is 20 years ago, and the second best time to plant a tree is today. Go to Hekate and start planting.